I think as it relates to stimulus, the home builder is an excellent initiative, and it will stimulate owner-occupied demand. It's actually, in terms of dollar value per grant, it's the largest federal housing grant in history, and is additive to the state grants. So it's pretty compelling for customers, and we've seen a very strong customer response already, with inquiry now actually significantly above pre-crisis levels. And given that 90% of our customers are owner-occupiers, we're the largest residential developer in Australia. We're in a good position to observe how customers are responding to this. So it's going to bring forward demand. And if you look at the last federal grant like this during the GFC, which admittedly did last longer, that's estimated to have driven 150,000 new starts, and that is an economic impact of over 100 billion, or 6 or 7% to GDP. So you get a big economic multiplier with housing. More, every dollar spent, economic multiplier is more than $3.
So in terms of perhaps, say, Q3 or Q4, there's been a lot of contention amongst economists whether we are going to see an upside to the recovery process, or whether it could drag out if we do, or the pain could drag out if we don't see any further stimulus. Are you concerned about perhaps the borders not reopening, population growth taking a hit, and then what that would mean for your own settlements over at Stockland? Or is it generally just that local demand that's driven, there should be more demand for your types of developments?
With this grant, and obviously reading through until at least March of 2021, that's when the starts have to begin by, and then it'll continue on because the build process will be typically 9 months or more. So it gets you well into 2021 as a stimulatory impact. If you combine that with JobKeeper and JobSeeker and the other stimulus, that's more than 15% of GDP, and savings at the moment, and cash in accounts is higher than it was pre-crisis. So now that we are seeing the economy, broadly reopening, and the rate is picking up, with New South Wales announcing just this morning actually more initiatives, it's highly probable we'll see a much smoother transition in the economy than has been feared with this talk of a cliff in September. There's some parts of the economy that will stay constrained, but I think the government is targeting those areas in particular and becoming more specific with any further support that it's providing to the economy. And there's an expectation that foreign students will start to come in via quarantine in the next few months. Again, they're a big positive for the economy. Tourism, Australia runs a net deficit, so domestic tourism for a period of time is positive, and the expectation is that by late next year, when our unemployment rate is normalising, that you'll start to see net overseas skilled migration recommence with quarantine. So, I think the overarching view is constructive.